Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucia and today I will be telling you part 2 of the story time about how my friend of 6 years believed I paid a married man to date me. If you haven't watched part 1, pause this video, go watch part 1 because you will be confused, and let's get into it.
Hello stranger, it's been a minute since we last kicked it.
Okay guys, remember I left off with me telling you guys about the conversation that I had with Pick Me. During that conversation, she had rolled her eyes, she had invalidated my feelings, she called my feelings dumb, and she stormed out. And then I had texted her thinking we could have a virtual conversation since we couldn't have a mature one in person. And even with that, she didn't communicate. She simply liked the last message I had sent her about our friendship needing a break. That situation happened, and then I think the next day or like 2 days later, that's when I noticed that all her stuff was gone from the house. Because remember, she was visiting from Kansas City and she was only there for a short period of time. So immediately when I noticed her stuff is gone, I'm thinking, okay, like our conversation went so bad that this girl packed up all her things and she went back to Kansas City. Like that's what I'm thinking. And then around this time too, when I noticed that she had gone, that's when I started noticing Sassy coming over more and more frequently. And not only that, because he came from coming over during his lunch breaks, but now he was coming over at all times of the day. And he was spending the night in Homie Hopper's room. And then I would notice like he would come over, let's say the afternoon or the evening, and then his car would be parked in our driveway like the very next morning. So I knew that he was spending the night. And then additionally, he was bringing her food. So of course, it doesn't take a scientist to realize what's going on there. Pick Me was right. Because remember, Pick Me in the past, she would always tell me, I feel like Homie Hopper likes Sassy. And I would always shut that down because I wanted to believe that that's your friend. Homie Hopper's your friend. She's been encouraging you to give Sassy a chance. She wouldn't do that to you. Hey, God. And then around the same time as well, like I'm updating like my roommate Spy, who was also the sister of Homie Hopper. So she knew everything about like my situation with Delusional. She knew everything about my friendship with Pick Me, about, you know, how I had the conversation with her, and I had texted her, and you know, all this crazy stuff, and I don't know what's going on. So she knew all of that, and she's even telling me like, oh, you know, Pick Me and you go way back, like you're gonna figure things out, like that's your friend, it's okay. Like she's telling me all of that. And then I'm also communicating to her, you know, I don't think it's right that Homie Hopper is dating Sassy, because in the past she had been encouraging Pick Me to give Sassy a chance for like the past year. And to turn around now, and she's bringing the same guy over who she encouraged her friend to go date, and the same guy that she claimed that she didn't like. That's not okay. That's not okay. Speaking of, I also remember a situation when I had come back from Puerto Rico. I was in the kitchen, I was hanging out with Homie Hopper, and then she told me, oh, do you know that people are out here saying that I like Sassy? Do you know they're saying they think something's going on? And immediately I'm like, why would they say that now? You and Sassy are just friends. Why would they say that there's something going on between you two? That's gross. And then she was like, I don't know why they're saying that, so I don't know why they're saying that exactly. We're just friends. And looking back, I feel like she was testing the waters to see if I was in support of her seeing her friend's guy or against it. And because I was against it, I feel like she changed the way she, you know, reacted to my response, if that makes sense. Oh, around the same time as well, I had made a new friend, and we're gonna call her Sunshine. She's gonna hate the nickname that I gave her, but Sunshine, if you're watching this, I appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that we met when we met, because your girl was going through it. You helped your girl go through it, so thank you. I love you. I'm just thankful that our paths crossed. That's it. Anyway, so when I met Sunshine, the very first time that we actually hung out was during like late December transitioning to January, and we hung out because there was a New Year's party coming up, and I basically was asking her, do you want to go? And she was like, yeah, I'm down, girl. So she came over, we're pre-gaming. While we're pre-gaming in the kitchen, Homie Hopper's room is right by the kitchen. So I heard Homie Hopper in her room, she's like laughing, and then she says really loudly, like, I probably could have heard it from my own room, but she goes, oh my gosh, she blocked me. Because of everything else that was going on, immediately I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm thinking, okay, Pick Me is probably the one who blocked her, and that's, you know, what is going on and stuff like that. Like it made sense. And then me and Sunshine, we went to this New Year's party. While at the New Year's party, I ran into Brown, and he's trying to tell me some things, but the music is loud, there's a lot of people, it's dark, like it's just not the best time to have a serious conversation. So he ended up pulling me into a room while we're in the room, he basically starts telling me this whole story about what's been going on behind the scenes and just filling in like the blanks. The first thing that he asked me in this room was, did you know that Sassy and Homie Hopper are dating? And I tell him, based on what I've noticed with him no longer coming over doing his lunch breaks and stuff like that, yes, I figured that's what was going on. And he's like, exactly. And he also asked me, did you know that I had something going on with Homie Hopper? Did you know that we were seeing each other? Did you know that I liked her? And I told him, it took me a really long time to realize what was going on between you two. I didn't know for the longest time, but when I did figure it out was when he had come over during a period of like 3 months. Every single day he was over the house, and then when he wasn't over the house, he was on FaceTime with Homie Hopper. So of course that was like irrefutable evidence that something was going on, even though like throughout Homie Hopper would swear up and down, that's just my friend, that's my, oh god, there's nothing going on. She would decline it every single time I asked her, but that was the first time that I was like, no, like it doesn't matter what you're saying, I know for sure that something's going on. But I minded my business. So he told me, yeah, that makes sense. I figured you didn't know for the longest time and all that stuff. And he goes to tell me that basically he had been noticing that Homie Hopper was acting very strange, very shady, and lying about like her whereabouts. And then he would also notice that Sassy would be going out around the same time as Homie Hopper, and he would also either be vague about his whereabouts or he wouldn't really answer. So for example, he would text Homie Hopper and ask her, hey, are you home? And Homie Hopper would lie to him and be like, yeah, I'm home. And then he would actually pop up at the house and she's not there. So of course he's putting two and two together that, okay, she lied to me. And then with Sassy, Sassy's also his friend and his roommate. So with Sassy going out and Sassy being very vague about, you know, where his whereabouts and stuff like that, he's realizing, okay, these two are seeing each other. They're meeting up behind the scenes. They're sneaking around, all that stuff. So he ended up confronting Sassy about the whole situation. During the conversation, Brown is asking Sassy, did you know that I liked Homie Hopper? Did you know that there was something going on? And Sassy lied through his teeth. Sassy tells this man, I had no idea that you liked Homie Hopper. I really had no clue.
You are a madman. You are a madman. You are a madman.
And that's literally bullshit, because there was a time frame when Brown was the one that was seeing Homie Hopper, and he was the one who was coming over doing his lunch breaks. He was the one who was coming and spending the night. He was the one who was getting the attention and all that stuff. And during that time frame, because Homie Hopper would always prepare food for Brown when he would come during his lunch breaks, me and Sassy, since Sassy would also come during his lunch breaks, we would always make fun of her. Basically, if like she didn't prepare food for him, we'll be like, ah, your husband is coming now. Where is his plate? Where is his food? You haven't fixed it. Like, it was literally light humor. So for him to now claim that, oh, I had no idea that you liked Homie Hopper. I had no idea that was going on. Like, that's bullshit. Like, you've already been caught. Just be real. Just be honest. How pathetic are you as a person to be caught in the stupidest lie, in fact, and then you keep lying? Like, just be honest. Who's going to come and beat you? No one. No one. So I told Brown, like, yeah, he's lying. He definitely knew. And then Brown is like, oh, like, I knew he was bullshitting, you know, when he said that. And Brown also told me that he asked Sassy, how long have you been sneaking around with Homie Hopper? How long have you liked her? And Sassy told him a couple months. He told Brown, you know, not only are you backstabbing me, or like, not only is this not fair to me, it's also not fair to Pick Me, because you've been leading Pick Me on. You've been sleeping with her for almost a year now. You've been pretending that you like her, and it's not fair to her. Like, you need to be honest and have a conversation with her and let her know what's going on. Miraculously, Sassy agreed to have the conversation with Pick Me, and honestly, I'm surprised because the man is fake. But they had the conversation, and during the conversation, I guess he was struggling to basically come out and say the truth of what's been going on, and Pick Me is like pushing him, like, just go ahead and say it. Like, I'm here to have a conversation, just go ahead and say it. He finally confesses, like, you're right, I have liked Homie Hopper. And Pick Me's asking him, how long have you liked her? You know, you've been messing with me for so long, how long have you liked her? And he's telling Pick Me, I've liked her for about a year. Mind you, he told Brown only a few months, only a couple months or whatever. So for you to change your mind and now it's a year, it went from a couple months to a year, like, be for real. But he's telling Pick Me almost a year, and Pick Me is now asking, okay, you've been messing with me for almost a year, and then now you're telling me that you've liked this girl for almost a year and you've been messing with her or sneaking around with her. Why did you do that to me? Like, why did you waste your time with me? And Sassy, according to Brown, told Pick Me, because I was compromising with you.
Your foolishness will make you the most foolish idiot on earth.
Can you imagine? Can you really? Can you really imagine? Use 23 hours of your day to fear men, and then use the last remaining hour to fear those who do not fear men, or remind yourself to fear men. Because what? Compromising? Compromise? Hey, okay. Apparently after that conversation, that's when Pick Me decided to pack up her things and she drove back to Kansas City around like 4 a.m. Again, I was not in the room when this conversation happened. This is what I heard from Brown, and it makes sense, honestly. It makes sense because by the time that I woke up around like 9 a.m., 9:30, I noticed that all her things were gone. So it makes sense, like the timeline and everything. According to him, that's what happened. That's a conversation that happened. And he told me he also had a conversation with Pick Me, basically trying to calm her down, I guess, and just, I guess, be there for her as a friend. I don't know, but that situation happened. And then around this time, I would say, oh, in February, like February 3rd was Sunshine's birthday, and she was asking me if I could help her plan her birthday party. I was like, yeah, girl, like I'm here for you. If you want to, you know, sit in a room with a face full of makeup, like I'm here. Whatever you want to do, I'm there to do it. And she decided that she wanted to invite Homie Hopper. Mind you, I had been shielding her from a lot of the shady stuff that had been happening with this group because I didn't want her to like have a corrupt, I guess, mindset about the group, or corrupt like idea of the group. If she still wanted to experience that friendship with them, maybe they wouldn't stab her in the back, I don't know. But I didn't want to corrupt like her mindset because of my situation with them. So she decided she wanted to invite Homie Hopper, and I'm basically telling her, like, if you invite Homie Hopper, you know that Sassy is going to come, and if Sassy comes, you know that Dumbo is going to come, and if Dumbo comes, you know that Razzle is going to come, and Delusional is going to come. Like, it's just a trail of people who are going to come because you're choosing to invite this one person. And she was like, yeah, you're right. And she was asking, like, you know, how do you feel about it? I'm like, girl, it's your birthday. Like, invite whoever you want to invite. I'm cool. I'm chill. I'm there to celebrate you. Like, it's fine. So they all end up coming to her birthday party. And I remember doing this birthday party, I was talking to Dumbo and Razzle, and I think Delusional was like right next to me, or he had come over or something like that. And he tried to talk to me. He was like, how are you doing? And I just remember looking at him and I'm like, good. With the dirtiest facial expression. But looking back, I shouldn't have even said anything. I should have pretended that I don't have ears. I should have pretended like I didn't hear him at all, because why are you speaking to me? And I also remember that when, what's his name, Sassy was leaving the party, he came over and he was saying bye. He even gave me a side hug. And I'm bringing this up because, like, the pure audacity of these people to be talking shit behind my back and spreading rumors about me, and even fabricating evidence against me, and then to be able to pretend like you're my friend to my face, like you're evil, you're the devil. Are you serious? Little old me, what was the point? Whatever. Anyways, like I told you guys, I have like my little phone here just to be on track with the story time. My friend's birthday party went great. We had a good time. And then like February 17th was Dumbo's birthday. And remember, I had been crucified already because of birthday, because I went to Atlanta and Puerto Rico for someone's birthday. I've been crucified. So I was making sure to do my friendly duties. For his birthday, I had texted Dumbo and I was like, hey, like, what do you want for your birthday? Basically asking him for a birthday list. And he told me, oh, I don't want anything. You don't have to get me anything. And I think I told him, like, I know I don't have to get you anything. Like, I know I'm not obligated to, but you're my friend and I just want to, you know, do something nice for you. Like, that's it. And then I was even asking him, when are you home? And let me come and visit you and stuff like that. Do you want me to buy you food? Like, really trying to be a good friend. I did end up, like, you know, going over and visiting him. I even sent him $60 for his birthday. Like, you know, like all these things. But behind the scenes, these people were being the fakest of fake friends I have ever in my life met, and I'm so thankful that God delivered me from this group, because hey, God, people are wicked in this world, though. People are very, very wicked. I forgot to mention that in like early February, Lawyer had also reached out to me because he couldn't get a hold of Pick Me. So he reached out to me via Snapchat, and he was basically telling me that he was unable to get a hold of her for the past 2 days, and how it was really weird of her to do that because they've been talking every day since like Puerto Rico. And I'm basically telling him, you know what, like, me and Pick Me are not really on speaking terms, and I sort of don't want anything to do with her situation. I just want to mind my business and live my life. And then he told me, I know you guys aren't talking, I just need to reach her, like just give me her sister's number or whatever, and I just need to make sure that she's okay. So I repeat myself, like, I understand, like, you care for her, I understand, but like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, I really don't want to be a part of this. So we came to the conclusion that I would reach out to Pick Me's sister and I would tell her, hey, lawyer has basically been trying to get a hold of Pick Me and he hasn't been able to. I just want to check and make sure that she's good and let him know that she's good. Pick Me's sister told me, yeah, she's okay, but are you guys good? Because ever since she came back from Wichita, she has not spoken a word. Like, she's been in silent mode. And I basically told her, you know, like, I feel like, no, I told her we're not okay, but I feel like when she's ready to talk to you about it, she will. And I did that because I had enough respect for her as a person to allow her to speak on those things, especially to her family member, to her sister, when she's ready to. I didn't feel like it was my place to go to her sister and be telling her, yeah, she rolled her eyes during our conversation, yeah, she's been acting weird, and yeah, she called my feelings dumb, and yeah, she stormed out, and yeah, she did all these things. Like, even though like I was hurt from those things, I still had enough respect for her to allow her the decency to handle things with her family. But tell me why this girl did not have the same respect for me. Like, she willy-nilly went to my family member and did the exact opposite of what I would have done in her shoes. And it just goes to show you, throughout our friendship, I've always like taking the road of, okay, if I was in her shoes, how would I feel about the situation? Let me see how I can navigate through the situation and put my feelings aside and see like from her perspective. Like, I'm always thinking of stuff like that. For her to be giving a chance to be loyal to me, to have respect for me, and to completely fail at that every single time, like, that's so disheartening. And then I want you to pay attention to the fact that lawyer told me like he already knew that we were not on speaking terms. That made me think, okay, what else does he know? Because there's a lot of things that I don't know. So what else does he know about like this whole situation? Because I'm in the blind spot. I've been hearing crazy stuff about me, but
nobody told me.
But keep that in mind. Apart from updating my roommate Spy about like what's been going on with, you know, me and Delusional and me and Pick Me's friendship and all that stuff, I was also updating like my sister-in-law. And in like late February, like February 28th, she had reached out to me because she told me that Pick Me stopped by at her store, and basically Pick Me was saying very crazy things about me. Like, apparently I had done horrible things to her. I had said horrible things to her.
We have some decorum. You know, see, this pandemonium is irritatingly absurd.
And I had just done crazy things. And I was asking her, like, what did she say that I did? And apparently, like, it was so much information. It was just a lot for her to take in that she didn't even know where to start. And she also didn't want to fall under the pressures of repeating something that maybe she didn't hear correctly. So she wanted it to come from Pick Me's mouth. So my sister-in-law also told me that she encouraged Pick Me, like, if any of this is true, that's not right. It's not right for Lucy to do that. But have you spoken to Lucy at all about this? During this whole thing that has happened, did you ever go to Lucy and talk to her? And Pick Me said, no, I didn't speak to Lucy. I never went to Lucy, all that stuff. So my sister-in-law is like, you need to have a conversation with Lucy. Like, you just need to talk to her. And then that's when my sister-in-law reached out to me and was like, okay, like, she agreed to have a conversation and all that stuff. Like, she wants to have a conversation with you. And she basically wants my sister-in-law to be like the mitigator. And I also learned that she changed her number. And I'm just like, this is so dramatic. Somebody that invalidated my own feelings, gaslighted me, is now acting like the victim. I don't so fat. And I'm basically telling my sister-in-law, like, let me just go and be a listener, because to me, I feel like I had given various chances for her to be a mature person and communicate with me. Like, the face-to-face conversation that we had, that was a perfect time for you to say, oh, I've heard all these crazy things about you. What's going on there? That's a perfect time for you to open your small mouth and say something, to communicate. It was a one-on-one conversation. You're telling me for the past 6 years, 7 years I've known you, you can't communicate? You'd rather call my feelings dumb. You'd rather roll your eyes. You'd rather storm out of the conversation than actually sit down and talk about what's actually happening behind the scenes. And mind you, during that conversation, I literally told her, I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes that I don't know about. I feel like I'm being alienated. I feel like there's something that I don't know. And she looked me in my eyes, a pupil, so the pupil. She looked me in my eyes and she literally goes, you mean to tell me that if Homie Hopper and Sassy plan a trip, you're not going to go? Hey! Holy Spirit, please. This girl, that's what she did. The same Homie Hopper and Sassy that ended up backstabbing her. Okay, it's laughable. It's actually laughable. It's one of those situations that have no words. You just have to laugh. Because be so for real. So present time, as my sister-in-law is telling me she wants to have this conversation, I'm kind of like, let me just go and have this stupid conversation to hear what this foolish girl has to say. Like that's basically my mindset. Like I'm going to go and be a listener. I didn't know that this conversation shocks me and my ancestors before me.
You see how the mothers judge the graduate? They go up.
Y'all! She told me things about myself that I couldn't even begin to understand how a sane person, because you don't even have to know me for 6 years, how a sane individual can actually believe something so crazy and so stupid.
This person is either raving mad or this person is a nincompoop without an atom of sense.
Anywho, I will cover that conversation and what happened during the conversation and what happened after this conversation in the next part. As always, thank you guys so much for watching the story time. If you like the story time or if you like my channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share, because you're telling me that you like hearing more about the story time. You're telling me that you like the content that I'm putting out, so I can keep putting it out and I don't feel like I'm wasting my time pretty much. So do your girl a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.